Hey y'all, welcome to Mama's Kitchen with Mary Beth. Thank you for joining us today. Looks like my apron's trying to pull itself off. In Mama's Kitchen by Mary Beth, we focus on vintage recipes, we focus on pantry preparedness, my mother's cooking legacy. One of her pride and joys was cooking for her family, and she had a Sunday lunch, actually it was a dinner, every Sunday after church, and we'd all gather over there for years, for decades, until she got too old to do it. But, you know, Mama's Kitchen with Mary Beth continues my mother's legacy of cooking. So I'm going to share with you today, we're going to make these banana muffins. This recipe is from my Victorian Sampler tea room cookbook. This was a tea room in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, back in the 80s and 90s. It might have been in the 90s. We would go up there every year and go to the Passion Play. We would eat at the tea room, different ones that were up there. And the Victorian Sampler, I think, was one of the ones that we ate at in our last few trips up there before we got to where we weren't able to go anymore. But anyway, so this banana muffin recipe is from this cookbook that I picked up when when we made a visit up there. And I had these bananas, we all have them from time to time, that were too ripe to eat. And so I put some in the freezer and mashed these up for this bread. So we're going to make these banana muffins out of this cookbook today. I have my muffin tin ready with some paper liners. I did spray, don't have that out. I did spray the paper liners lightly with olive oil in it's a Pampered Chef, it's a little spray bottle that you can put oil in, and then you don't have all those unwanted ingredients that are in the store-bought non-stick cooking sprays that are on the aisles, the baking aisles. So what we have here, we have got 1 cup of flour. Let's get my recipe here. 1/4 cup of sugar. I've got these little bowls. I got them from Pampered Chef. Now in this bowl I have got 2½ teaspoons of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. It does call for nutmeg. I did not put that in there. If you'll notice, my salt is not white. My salt, which is over here, is kind of an off-white color, and it's because it is Redmond real salt. I don't buy the salt that I used to buy in the grocery store. We also have got 1/2 cup of quick oats, 1 cup of bananas. The cup of bananas was actually 2 1/2 bananas, 1/2 cup of milk, 1 beaten egg, 1/4 cup of melted butter, and I did chop up a few pecans. My grandsons do not like pecans, but Lynn thinks I can't bake anything that I don't put pecans in it. So I'm going to spoon out some of these muffins without pecans and then add pecans in on the end of it for my husband. So we're going to put the first 7 ingredients in the mixer. Now, you usually, when you're making, let me move this up. When you're making quick breads and muffins, you usually mix them up in a mixing bowl so that you don't overmix them. I just like throwing them in my mixer, and I just try not to overmix them. So in the mixer, let me see if I can move this over so we can get all of these ingredients in there. And you can see inside my mixer, okay? So we're gonna add the first 7 ingredients, and that's going to be the 1 cup of flour, 1/4 cup of sugar, baking powder, baking soda, salt, cinnamon, and like I said, there is nutmeg, but I don't use it. And we're gonna mix all of that up. Now this is your dry ingredients, and so we're gonna mix the dry ingredients up. It says to add put the other ingredients in a bowl. So I'm just gonna take this same bowl that I had my flour in. I'm going to put the bananas in there, the oats, the milk, the butter, and the egg. Now all of that's gone in a separate bowl. I'm going to mix that up, stir it up. And so I'm going to go ahead now, and we're going to put these in on top of these dry ingredients and just mix them until they're mixed together. I've got it on a low speed. I will take my spatula and push that flour to the middle. My grandmother always said, be sure that you take your spatula and scrape down the bowls of anything that you're cooking, baking, because it doesn't always get mixed in properly. I'm still seeing a little bit of flour, so I think that pretty much has it. Okay, this is going to make 12 muffins. Be sure I've got them mixed up well. Get this beater out. Now, I'm going to get my little scoop and move you over to the stove. Okay, so I have my scoop. I'm going to scoop, and you know, in muffins, you're going to fill them about 2/3, so I don't have a whole scoop. It's about half a scoop. This is actually kind of a bigger scoop. So I'm going to do 6 without pecans, and then I'll do 6 with pecans. So I'll bring it back. Hey y'all, I told you I'd come back when the muffins were done. 425 degrees for 15 minutes was perfect. The ones on the bottom had pecans. The ones on the top, or now the bottom, the other end, do not have pecans. So I'm gonna get ready to fix me a cup of tea and have a warm banana. These are the ones with the pecans muffin. Hope y'all have a great day. Love y'all. Bye. Banana Nut Muffins. I made the video. It'll be posting in Mama's Kitchen by Mary Beth soon. They're not too sweet. They're just right.